We're going to talk about microplastics. So what are microplastics exactly? Microplastic is any waste that is less than 5 mm. They're actually divided into 5 different kinds of microplastics. Do you guys all know what microplastics are, or should I explain? So I'm guessing that you all understood what microplastic is. So basically microplastic today is categorized into 5 different categories. First one being, which is the largest polluter in the world right now, are the fibers, followed by microbeads, followed by our fragments, followed by foam and nodules. Now, first of all, I'm going to start talking about nodules. Nodules are actually these really tiny platelets of plastic that are actually created as a raw material for all your plastic products. So they are basically these tiny little beads that actually just land up in our water, in on the land, and it's easily consumed by birds, by fish, because it looks like grains. So these nodules are actually transported around the world, so that products like your plastic box lids and other bendable plastic items that you have, that are usually made out of nodules. Now coming to the two biggest things that affect us directly are first microbeads. Now microbeads are microplastics that are less than 0.8 mm. So you can't even see it in most cases. Microbeads most popularly is actually used in cosmetics. So your exfoliators, your face masks. It's used very commonly in your lipsticks, mascaras, foundations. So we're literally applying plastic on ourselves. Now microbeads more or less have, however, there are brands doing different things to sort of incorporate these different varieties of microplastic into your cosmetics. The best way to actually find out if your product has microplastic or not is this app called Mind the Microbeads. It's run by this foundation called Plastic Soup. It's an amazing app. I actually use it myself. You simply have to scan your product, the ingredient list, and it will tell you whether or not your product has microbeads. Now this microbeads, when you're applying it on your face, when you're washing it off, basically is directly going into the water, but is also getting absorbed by you. So for example, if you're wearing mascara or if you're wearing foundation and your body is sweating, or you're wearing it for a long period of time, so your body can absorb these microbeads. And as I said that they are banned, there's a loophole. Okay, so only products that get washed off, for example your face wash, your face masks, your exfoliators, are not allowed to use microbeads anymore. What about the products that stay on your skin? So next time you pick up a product, please read the ingredient list, have a look at what it says. Things like PVC, they will be abbreviated, they will have long names that are very difficult to pronounce, let alone understand. So that is the best way to move past it. There are brands that are not using microbeads in their products. So okay, microbeads, easy to understand, easy to spot, fine, we can move past it. But 70% of all of the microplastic waste comes from our fabrics. Yes. So anytime you wear anything synthetic, anytime you wash anything synthetic, thousands and millions of particles of microplastic is actually washed into your water streams. Not only is it washed away, it is also absorbed by your body. So anytime you wear fleeces, you wear anything synthetic, and it's on your body for more than a couple of hours, it can absorb microplastic. Of recent, there has been a study in 2021, where they discovered that there is not even one part of our planet that is without plastic. From the North Pole to the glaciers in the Antarctic, everything has plastic on it. And this plastic is not only on top of your streams. It is not only there for you to see on top. That is only 2% of the total plastic waste that is found in our oceans. Most of the plastic actually sinks to the bottom of the sea, depending on its density, and is usually consumed by all of these aquatic animals, which is what we have been reading about. But what about your land? What about the vegetation? According to a study, the microplastics found on land are 4 to 23 times more than the ocean. And this land, I'm not talking about your homes. I'm talking about good, fertile land, which is actually constantly, polluted by microplastics. Now, obviously, in terms of fibers, it is not only your clothes, but also things that are a little unavoidable. Maybe it is diapers, maybe it is sanitary napkins, maybe it is your cigarette butts. Obviously cigarette butts is very easily avoidable, I would say, but all in all, these are the things that are affecting you as well as the environment. These are our primary microplastics, and of recent there has been a study that has proven that a normal human being consumes one card, what a credit card size is. That much microplastic goes into your body on a weekly basis. So imagine a pack of cards, right? And imagine those 52 cards. That is the amount of plastic your body is consuming every single year. Now, where does this plastic come from? It can't only be your clothes, because there are a lot of people, especially in India, we are very, very careful about the kind of fabric that we are wearing. We wear cotton, linen, any natural fabric. It is very easily available. But the minute your cotton fabric is blended with any sort of synthetic fabric, it becomes a host of microplastics. Every time you wash it, especially machine washes that are for longer on turbo, that have hot water, are very easily breaking down these microplastics in your fabric. But what beyond that? Every time you eat a pack of chips, you drink a bottle of water from a plastic bottle, every time you brush your teeth, even, yes, that's how closely microplastic is embedded in our lives. All of these things release microplastic. Something else that I really very recently found out has been, of course, we all know that takeaway bags are bad for us. Food in takeaway plastic boxes, you shouldn't heat it in that. But what about the time when your hot food is packed into those boxes? All of your food absorbs these microplastics because they are so small. It's like saying when grains of salt are actually absorbed into your body, right? So the same way microplastic is absorbed into your food. Every time you order takeout food, you heat your food in a plastic container, and it does not matter what quality of plastic container it may be. Of course, there are plastic containers that people use on a general basis. It's very difficult to sort of weed out or change your entire life in terms of removing plastic from your life. But simple choices that you make every day can actually make that impact. Saying that while it's really difficult to sort of remove microplastic completely from your daily life, what you can do instead is very simply choose and read the labels when you buy your next product. While we constantly talk about plastic that needs to be removed, but it is the microplastic that is actually killing our planet so slowly. There is literally a thin layer of plastic particles across our waterbeds. Even when you throw away products that are thick plastic, that are not a single-use plastic, when they are exposed to the sunlight, when they're exposed, to nature for that matter, since they cannot be, since they're not recycled and they cannot be biodegraded, what does happen is that it does break into smaller particles. Of recent, first of all, we didn't care so much about it because we were like, yeah, okay, we won't eat fish, we'll try clean the oceans, and it'll be fine. Microplastic is not going to affect us so much. But of recent, just how, have you ever seen the sunlight fall and then there are little particles rising around? And we all assume that it's probably dust or, some molecules, bacteria. Even that has microplastic in it. So every time you are breathing, you may even be consuming a microplastic. Yeah, so plastic is literally in the air now. Those little microns you see when the sun hits a dusty part, it's not just dust. So, what do? Obviously, you can't stop and change your entire life in one day. What are the changes that you can bring to it? Everyone recommends is to carry your own bottle of water. You try and keep glass water bottles in your home. This is a very, very simple step. This is something that I would say is a no-brainer. Anyone and everyone can make this change. Again, don't throw away what you already have. Try recycling it. Today, recycling has become easier and more accessible than ever. A little research goes a long way. There are also several organizations that pay you for the water bottles that you bring them. There are different, beach cleanups that are happening. But, beach cleanup is a small but essential step. What is it that you can do? Why don't you tell me what is it that you guys think you can do about microplastic or how you are combating it in your